As a lifelong Kobe Bryant fan who followed his career obsessively for more than 20 years, you can imagine I've got a lot of favorite moments to pick from. Scoring titles, 81-point games.
I've witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
5 championship rings, jaw-dropping defensive plays. Some of the most iconic moments not only in Kobe's career, but in the history of the sport of basketball. So it might surprise you with all these moments to pick from that one of my favorite top 3 moments in all of Kobe Bryant's illustrious 20-year NBA career came in the 2013 NBA All-Star Game. First, it might surprise you to even realize that the All-Star Game not only used to be relevant, not only did the players used to actually care and participate, but it actually was one of the highlights of the entire sports calendar. It was right up there with the playoffs, right up there with the same anticipation and excitement for All-Star Weekend. It was a time when the best players in the world hyped up to give full strength and go against each other to determine who was the best, who had bragging rights, who could try to make up for a loss in the playoffs the season before, try to take back the MVP trophy, as Kobe Bryant did in his career 4 times, tied for the most in NBA history. Back then, and throughout the duration of Kobe Bryant's 20-year NBA career, the All-Star Game mattered. And in 2013, at 34, going on 35 years old in his 17th NBA season, Kobe Bryant was out to prove a point. But to understand why this game was so important, to understand why this moment mattered so much, not only me, but to all Kobe Bryant fans that realize his greatness, it was where he put the stamp on his career. It was where he put the stamp on the dominance that he held over LeBron James as an individual player in a way that wasn't going to be possible as he entered the twilight of his NBA seasons to come. You have to understand what built up to this. You have to look back at the 5-6 seasons that preceded this to really get the impact of it, to really feel how much it mattered. Bryant was seen by the vast majority of the fans and the players as the best player in the league, which he was. He had 3 titles and was going for number 4 and what would soon be number 5. The media, however, was pushing a different narrative. The media wanted LeBron, and they were willing to denigrate Kobe Bryant's accomplishments and career to do so. While they tried to basically ignore Kobe's accomplishments, like scoring 81 points in a single game back in an era where the average NBA team was averaging less than 100 points per night, while they denigrated Kobe's accomplishments of carrying teams with starters surrounding him like Smush Parker and Devin George and Chris Smith and Kwame Brown to the playoffs, averaging 35.4 points and 31.6 points per game in an era, again, where defense not only mattered, it was the focal point of the game. They tried to ignore these accomplishments. They tried to just not talk about it. But the fans that were watching with their eyes saw something different. Nike, in their marketing brilliance, decided to capitalize on this obvious schism between what was happening on the court and what the NBA media wanted you to see and wanted you to believe by pushing LeBron as the poster boy of the NBA. And they launched a series of commercials that would pit the two against each other in a comical puppet-like stance. The premise of these commercials was to say that LeBron was the up-and-coming superstar ready to explode. Kobe was at that point the established veteran with 3 championship rings, or 3 chocolate chip cookies as he displayed in the commercial, and LeBron was coming to get a cookie for himself.
3 championship rings. LeBron, have you seen my 3 championship rings? Because I seem to have misplaced my 3 championship rings.
Kobe, I'm busy.
And they represent the 3 championships that I myself have won.
This is my problem.
Now, somewhere in this area, I seem to have misplaced my 3 championship
Kobe, I'm trying to play a
rings.
game.
Have you seen
Kobe.
them? I did say there were 3 of them, didn't I?
I don't have time
You
for this.
probably don't even know what they look like. See, for each one of these delicious chocolate chip cookies, there is an equally delicious NBA championship ring that you don't have.
Kobe, I'm trying to...
One for each chocolatey cookie.
Move the cookies off
You
my...
gotta be hungry, LeBron.
I'm
talking about stomach growl.
Well, maybe you should check your championship ring display case.
Oh, snap. Will you look at that? They're my 3 championship rings. Hello, gorgeous.
Oh, you
hey,
got names
beautiful.
for them all?
What's up,
You got
sexy?
names? That's
Y'all
cute.
playing hide and seek with me?
Why do we live together?
The problem was even though they were the expected matchup for the NBA Finals for 3 consecutive seasons. Kobe would lead his team in 2008, 2009, and 2010 to the NBA Finals. LeBron would lead a Cleveland Cavaliers team, while many try to pretend was a barren roster, actually had dramatic talent around him and would lead them to have back-to-back 60-plus win seasons in the Eastern Conference, which at that time was the weakest conference in the history of professional sports in any sports league, which basically meant that LeBron should get a bye to the conference finals and ultimately the NBA finals. With that in mind, the marketing gurus thought this campaign made perfect sense and would continue to build momentum throughout the playoffs if Kobe could make it there through what was at that time a completely stacked Western Conference, where he was having to overcome the likes of a prime Dirk Nowitzki, a prime Tim Duncan, still with Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili surrounding him and others. The Western Conference, unlike the East, would have seasons where the 8th seed would have more than 50 wins on the season. It was unheard of competition, and competition that even us Kobe fans weren't sure if he could overcome to get there. But of course, we all know what happened. He did. In 2008, his first surprising run to the NBA Finals, ultimately getting defeated by the Boston Celtics. At this time, the ads started, the campaign started, and they were extremely popular. Kobe versus LeBron in real time, in real form, finally in a comical, beautiful way with puppets, they were able to articulate the feeling and the words that actual NBA fans were saying in private and in public that they couldn't get with the media. It was a brilliant campaign. The only problem was in 2009, the Cleveland Cavaliers entered the NBA playoffs as overwhelming favorites to win the Eastern Conference and set that dream matchup in the NBA Finals with Kobe Bryant, the Los Angeles Lakers, if they could pull it off. LeBron James, of course, choked against the Orlando Magic. Kobe then defeated the team that defeated LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals to win his 4th ring. Again, in 2010, LeBron and the Cavaliers, this time with an even more stacked supporting cast, an underrated supporting cast, went into the Eastern Conference playoffs as heavy favorites. Kobe, again, going up against a stacked Western Conference, was able to make it and achieve his side of the equation. He was there, ready and waiting for the matchup that all the fans wanted. He was ready to play LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals and settle it on the court once and for all. But again, Kobe was denied that opportunity as LeBron had one of the most catastrophic meltdowns still to this day in the history of the NBA playoffs, known as the quitness game by the Cleveland Cavaliers owner, Dan Gilbert, who I got to meet one time. That was fun. Very nice guy for a billionaire as far as billionaires go. LeBron became a shell of himself, and once again, the Cavaliers were upset in the semifinals to an aging Celtics team on their last legs. Once again, for the 2nd consecutive season, Kobe Bryant would meet the team that defeated LeBron James in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Once again, Kobe would be victorious and win his 5th championship ring. You would think to the media, especially when the league's own commissioner had said only a year or two prior that if Kobe won 4 rings, he would be on par with Michael Jordan as the greatest player ever to play the game of basketball, would give him his due. But it still didn't go that way. LeBron still somehow was being awarded fraudulent MVP awards while Kobe was dominating the league in the regular season and where it mattered the most in the playoffs, winning ring after ring. It's later been said by Dwayne Wade that it was this dominance that at that point had Kobe Bryant with 5 championship rings and LeBron still with 0 entering into his 8th season in the NBA that would lead LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh to form the now famous super team. It didn't make any sense. It didn't seem fair. It felt wrong at the time. It feels even more wrong since when you look at the damage it did to the league. But the league didn't care. They had their marching orders and they were to push LeBron James at any cost. It didn't matter how many 60-point games Kobe Bryant scored. It didn't matter how many All-NBA defensive teams he achieved. Didn't matter how many championships he dragged subpar rosters and supporting cast to. Their mission was to promote, support, pop up LeBron James's legacy and his supposed greatness at any cost, even if that meant denigrating Kobe Bryant. As this went on and as Kobe began to age, entering into his mid-30s in an era where load management wasn't part of the equation, where you played not only every night you were physically able to, but you played heavy minutes, heavy workload, Kobe saw his team around him age and drift off and drop off, and he saw them marching through a weak, pathetic Eastern Conference with a super team to be able to be on pace to maybe take a run someday at achieving Kobe Bryant's 5 championships, and as fraudulent as the championships may be, at least equaling him in the stat record book. Kobe knew this. Kobe saw the media narrative building around him. While never getting credit for the things he accomplished in real time, he could feel that as time went on, this would only grow worse and only go stronger and only seek to downgrade his legacy more and prop up those of others, mainly being LeBron James. As they entered the 2013 All-Star Game, the greatest player in the history of basketball, Michael Jordan, was asked a question of who was the better player. Who does the GOAT think is better, LeBron James or Kobe Bryant?
Kobe or LeBron?
Well, I mean, that's a tough one. Championship-wise, Kobe Bryant. He wants it so bad, and he's willing to go to the extreme, guarding the point guards at the age of 34, playing 38 minutes, 40 minutes. That's ludicrous. I think this is what he's battling with. It is what it is. He's cursed as much as I am. And if you had to pick, between the two, that'd be a tough choice. But 5 beats 1.
And Bryant loving the feeling of being a 5-time champ.
Of course, this response from Michael Jordan led the by then strengthening media presence and infrastructure of LeBron James and Clutch Sports to do what they do best and enter spin mode. There had to be logic they could use to attack Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan was protecting reality. He was protecting basketball, and he said the truth that Kobe Bryant is better. 5 beats 1 at that time, and still to this day, now some 13 years later, 5 still beats 4. LeBron went on his own media push, talking about the likes of, then Robert Horry must be better than Michael Jordan for having 7, or Bill Russell must be better than Michael Jordan for having 11. So you can see this game wasn't just an all-star game. It certainly wasn't an exhibition. This was Kobe Bryant at the tail end of his prime as a griddled veteran going up against this guy that is in the peak of his prime youth powers, with this guy saying he's better than him, going up against a guy that he waited for in the NBA Finals 3 consecutive seasons and never got the opportunity to dominate on the court. This was his last opportunity, his last to be able to show once and for all who was better, and Kobe was ready for the challenge. Knowing all the backstory, knowing all the buildup, knowing the 6 years of back and forth, the slander, the lies, the false media hype that all led to this game, and the dominance that Kobe there instilled makes this a top 5 moment for me as a Kobe Bryant fan, and one of my favorite moments watching in any sport in real time in my life, to get to see the best player in the league at that time say once and for all, for one final time, I'm better than you, kid. And it doesn't matter what media hype you get to surround you. It doesn't matter what ESPN gets paid to write about you. Come face me on the court, and this is going to happen to you all day, every day.
Duncan, and I didn't know this until I looked at the stats. Duncan is on pace for his most blocked shots.
App Store. I mentioned a moment ago that both clubs have shot well here in the second quarter. The East 15 for 25 and the West 16 of 23 from the field. LeBron trying to get it down low.
Team on me. I mean, this is getting a little ridiculous out here, Chris.
And a reminder coming up at halftime. Entertainment featuring Remy.
Pointed at Westbrook as he did it after that shot went in.
Well, Duncan attempted a 3 early in the game, which may not have been today. Charles Barkley, turning 50, had the surprise party last night. 125, 120.
On the floor, and Blake Griffin as his center.
Durant not able to hit from downtown. Chris Paul certainly will be in the conversation for MVP honors with 15 assists along with 11 points. LeBron James let him
up here. Last 5 minutes, Kobe Bryant
guarding LeBron James. And I'm talking about full court.
West is...
And they're going at one another here. They're talking a little noise to one another.
Don't forget the way last year's game ended with Kobe guarding LeBron, and LeBron didn't take that last shot. He actually tried to pass it, and it was stolen. Kobe was talking all kinds of trash that night. With the jump shot, the range, but boy, Paul has all those little tricks of the trade.
I think a little bit of Michael Jordan's comments. He'll take 5 over 1. Is starting to play here in this fourth quarter between those two players.
Good point.
Oh, tipped home by Anthony. Bryant puts a move on and scores.
You are just too quick for him.
9 points, 8 assists for Bryant. The West up by 8 with just under 3 to go in the fourth. Oh, the block by Bryant.
Look from Kobe Bryant on LeBron James. I guarantee you the comments by Michael Jordan are fueling this little tick for tack back from LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Kobe's been D'ing them up for the last 3 minutes. Here's the block shot by Kobe.
Throw the ball in the block and say, get me a basket.
As we see 68 combined three-point attempts, an all-star game record. Here's Griffin putting off last. Blake Griffin with the assist and the bucket.
And you're telling me we can't see that on Saturday night one more time? Just one more time.
Dunk contest, Blake. How about Blake versus LeBron?
That's all I would want.
Yeah.
Just one time. Money goes to charity.
Kobe all over James. It's rejected.
Kobe's making this personal against LeBron.
You get the feeling this is like going to be Kobe's moment against LeBron. You know, a lot of people thought maybe they'll meet in the finals. Well, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is his moment to go head up. And with King James, and he has really done an amazing job defensively.
Bryant is the quickest player in the league.
You hear that, LeBron? I'm quick.
Yo, quick is the name.
Yo, come on. Look at the thing doing you dance. Whoa! How'd you get all the way over here, man? Oh, man, what you doing? Yo, look at you. What? Boy, you're in 2 places at one time. Oh, man, that is quick. You over here, you over there. Crazy.